Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Daniel Hong and I'm a 4th year medical student from Belize studying in Cuba. So I make videos about Cuba and other things also. And today's video was actually a request by a viewer of mine who watched one of my previous videos about my dorm room here. And although I had a lot of other projects that I was working on, I thought I'd prioritize this one just for you. So the comment goes like this. It says, I'm in Haiti, but I'm moving next month, but I don't know what to bring with me. May you make a video with the essential things to bring with you and the mistakes you did when you were at the place? Do you only eat at the cafeteria or are there more possibilities? How do your parents help you financially as foreign students? I want to thank you, Kev Deliza, for those questions. For this video though, I'm going to be tackling the first one, which is what to bring to Cuba. But don't worry, at the end of this video, I'm going to answer those other questions so that you can have a good idea of what to expect. So I've been in Cuba for about 5 years now, and I remember when I first came, I brought like 3 suitcases and like 2 bags, one in the front of me and one in the back of me. And whew, this camera is heavy to hold. And I pretty much learned like what I should bring and what I shouldn't bring, and now I only bring like 2 suitcases and 1 backpack. Although I wish that one day I can come to Cuba and only bring a backpack and maybe a carry-on. That's not the case right now because Cuba is a place where sometimes you're not able to find everything that you need, and that makes it quite a challenge and a bit stressful in trying to figure out what to bring. So without further ado, let me share with you what I think are the essentials that you need to bring to Cuba for 2020. Let's get into it. Alright guys, now that we've settled down, let's get this video on the road. So I've broken down the things that we need to bring to Cuba for 2020 into 7 categories, and those categories are must bring, apparel and clothes, tech, hygiene, consumables, miscellaneous, and the final one are the things that are nice to have. In the first category, the must bring category, are basically all the things that if you were to lose everything but still had, you would still be fairly okay. And those things include your passport, your Cuban travel visa, your money, physical money, and bank cards as well. And yeah, just stuff like that. In the apparel and clothing department, basically includes 3 things: your clothes, your footwear, and also bed sheets and pillows and towels, right? So in the clothes, you can bring anything that you wear, you know. Make sure you have like some normal clothes for like when you're just in your room. Make sure you have some clothes for going out and about, special events. In the footwear department, I recommend bringing like certain shoes for specific tasks. Like for example, when you're going to school, make sure you have shoes for that. Especially in the dorms, you're most likely going to want some bathing slippers because I don't think you want your feet to be exposed directly onto the ground there, because who knows what goes on there. Dress shoes for if you're going out. I'd carry a couple sandals too, depends. Another popular thing that a lot of people are bringing nowadays is Crocs. The very comfortable slipper looking, shoe looking things that a lot of people have been using to go to like the hospitals. But I doubt that in your first year, which is like pre-med, you would be doing any sort of thing like that. So maybe you could save that for a later date or just bring it just because you can. Alright, in the tech category, it is very indispensable that you bring a laptop and a phone because you're going to be typing a lot, you're going to be looking through PowerPoints a lot, you're going to be doing all kinds of school-related tasks, and having a laptop is very indispensable. The phone, pretty much self-explanatory, to be able to communicate with your friends, family, here and back home. And with the introduction of mobile data recently, your phone has gotten a lot more useful when it comes to like, you know, school, communicating with friends on projects through WhatsApp. You know what it is. Another thing that you just can't skimp on in the tech section is the hard drive and a flash drive. A hard drive is important because you get to store all your files, all your pictures you've taken, you know, you can get movies from people who sell them here, and it's just a great way to, you know, have a backup of all of your most important things. And a flash drive, Cuba, it has not reached a point where cloud storage and, you know, email file sharing is a thing, because although some people can do it, other people don't have access to the internet. So one of the most common ways of transferring files from each other is through a flash drive. Yeah, so make sure you bring 1 or 2 flash drives. One for your own personal use, and the second one you can, you know, give it out, because sometimes things happen and viruses can delete all your files, so just to be on the safe side. So another thing that you should bring is a multi-outlet thingy. I don't know how you call it. Some people call it an extension, some people call it a surge protector. You know, I'm gonna put a picture up, you know, so you know what I mean. But yeah, because sometimes, especially you're sharing a room with a couple of people, so because each room has bunk beds, right? And so each bed will have its own outlet next to it. But in Santiago de Cuba, each bunk bed shares 1 outlet, right? And 1 outlet only has 2 plugs. So what I would do is I would bring an extension cord and a multi-outlet thingy, and then with the extension cord you can extend the plug from the bottom all the way to the top, and then you can put your multi-port thingy and you can get multiple ports to charge your stuff, you know. Very important stuff, very important item to bring, don't forget it. And the last thing on the tech list that I think is very important is if you can bring a mini portable fan, you know, that powers through either batteries or charging, that would be nice. You know, you could even bring the fans that plug straight into your phone, because Cuba is pretty hot, and just having a nice little portable fan to bring with you everywhere, quite a good thing. The next category is related to hygiene. And hygiene products, you know, they exist here in Cuba, but sometimes you might not find the specific one you're looking for, and sometimes they might not have anything, they might just not have it at all. So make sure you bring at least a couple of shampoo, bathing soap or gel, deodorant, toothbrushes, toothpaste, a pack of razors for shaving, mosquito repellent, although not as bad in Santiago de Cuba. In Havana and sometimes other parts, other remote areas, you definitely would want mosquito repellent. Sunscreen, very important. I don't have sunscreen, but I wish I did, because I passed it before coming here. I was like, I don't need no sunscreen. And as you can, I don't know if you can see it, but I've been sunburnt recently, and yeah, it hasn't been very well. Medication, bring all the medication that you could possibly want to bring, because when you first coming, you might not get used to the water, you might not get used to the the food, you know, so you might get indigestion. So make sure you bring some, you know, stomach pills, anti-diarrheal pills, you know, Pepto-Bismol is a highly recommended item. Bring a lot of flu pills, cold pills, all types of pills. Because when you come here for the first time, you might realize that you can't really buy from the local pharmacies. Those are run using prescriptions, so you would need a prescription in order to be able to purchase from the local pharmacy. But there is an international pharmacy, at least here in Santiago de Cuba. You should also bring 1 pack of toilet paper just in case, because when you first come, you might not be used to everything, or you're just settling down, so you don't have time to go searching all over. So at least bring a pack of 4 or 2, you know, just so you can last for the initial period before you go out searching for more toilet paper. Make sure you bring hand sanitizer, your disinfectant spray, face masks, courtesy of the pandemic, sponges so you can wash your dishes, and even sponges for yourself, nail clipper, floss, cologne or perfume, because then you want to smell good. Alright guys, so now we get to my favorite part, my personal favorite part, the consumables section. And this section has everything related to food. In this section, I probably recommend you to go all out. So like bring stuff that are really local to your country. So for me, Belize, I really love the Marie Sharp's hot pepper sauces. They're really good, and they don't sell it here. So any local thing that you think they don't sell here that you like, make sure to bring it. So in this section, I consider you to bring like some powdered goods such as milk powder, coffee, juice mixes, you know, any type of powdered drink basically. Spreadables, anything that you can spread on bread. Jams, Nutella, peanut butter, cheese whiz. Bring all of that because bread, I think, is gonna be your favorite friend here in Cuba. You eat a lot of bread, and you can eat it with crackers too. They sell crackers here too. Okay, sauces and seasonings. Like I mentioned previously, bring your hot sauces, bring your barbecue sauce. If you like cooking, make sure you bring seasonings because they have here, but they're just not, I don't know how to describe it. They're just not punchy enough. Bring your black pepper, curry, jerk seasoning, bring your garlic powder. Another cool thing to bring if you like to cook is baking powder. If you like making like floured goods with flour, meals, dishes with flour, like either fritters or, you know, pancakes, tortillas, roti, you might probably want baking powder. You could also bring sweets because there are not much varied sweets here in Cuba. So if you like sweets, make sure you bring some sweets. You can also bring some biscuits and cookies, cereals, but those you can get here. Canned goods are really good to bring too, so canned meat, canned tuna. Although they also sell it here, sometimes they don't have, so. And also, if you're a gymnast type, make sure you bring enough protein powder for your journey because there's no protein powder here in Cuba, at least not to my knowledge. Alright guys, we have 2 more categories left, and those are the miscellaneous section and the nice to have section. So in the miscellaneous section, you have miscellaneous things like, yeah, so I'm just going to read it off the list now. So bring a clipboard because you might use it when you're in the wards in the hospital. You might not use it when you're in pre-med, but it's gonna be really important in the coming years. So bring your pens, your pencils, your folder sheets, your folders. I bring your cloth shopping bags because those are very useful when you're going shopping because sometimes plastic bags might run out and you're gonna need bags to put your stuff that you buy. So also bring your food container. When you're in Cuba, and you go to a restaurant to buy food, sometimes they don't have containers for you to take out. So bring your food container. Bring your spoons and forks, bring a water bottle, bring mugs, you know, like a coffee mug so you can make your tea or coffee in the morning. Bring clothes hangers because they're very useful if you want to like hang your uniform out so you can wear it in the morning before you go to school. Bring some bowls, notebooks, clothespins, rubber bands, Ziploc bags, shades, locks so you can lock your little locker that they give you in the school. You can also lock your suitcases and other stuff. Bring a water kettle. Now this isn't something that you need to bring, but it's nice to have because you can heat up your water by yourself. You can also heat water to bathe in because the showers, they don't have hot water, it's all cold water. But I mean, you can always borrow someone's water kettle, but you know, it's all you. Bring a belt and also bring an umbrella. You can also include hats here, you know, hats. And in the nice to have section, you only have a couple things, right? If you want, you can bring a spare phone because sometimes you never know what can happen to your real phone. So having a spare is really nice. A tablet. I find reading books on tablets are very nice. I don't like reading books on the laptop. For some reason, it just doesn't feel correct, right? It just doesn't feel correct. So reading on my tablet is nice. And I like having multiple screens too. So like, I could have the book, you know, on my tablet. I could have the slides and something else on the laptop. And then I could have my notebook and I could just write. Really nice. Also in the nice to have section is the iron, you know, so you can make sure you look spiffy for your first day. They sell irons here too, so that's an option, or you can just borrow. But if you want to save weight, you probably would skip on the iron. And the last thing, extra backpacks for special occasions. You don't want to bring your duffel bag that you brought to Cuba with all your stuff as your school bag, right? So make sure you bring a little backpack. If you're a girl, maybe a purse. Yeah, so that's all the stuff that I have. You know, it's a very general one-size-fits-all list. But you know what's missing? Female stuff. I'm no expert in what a female might need during this transitional period, packing for Cuba. So I'm going to hand this over to a countrymate of mine that's studying in Santa Clara, which is another province here in Cuba. And she is gonna give you a deep dive in what stuff females might want. Coming up.
Hi guys, I'm Danielle. Now it's my turn to give the female perspective of things that you should bring to Cuba. Now, as us females, for some reason, we always have to carry more things than guys. So it's important for us to have a list, and a comprehensive one, of the things that we definitely need to bring in our suitcases. The semester is from September to December, and one of the most important things as females is having a period. We all know our cycle, so we need to know how much pads we would need to bring. So every month, you need to have enough to last your cycle. So bring enough pads to last you for the entire year. Enough. Pads and panty liners, because they're a little bit scarce, so you're not able to find them as frequent as possible. And if you have a heavy flow or you have a light flow, I mean, there's a difference in size. So make sure you have enough pads when you're coming. For those of us who would need painkillers, we definitely need to bring a bottle of ibuprofen. Definitely need that. And so that we can have a happy period, like what they say on the box, right? When it comes to laundry, girls, you will definitely need this because you're living in a room with a lot of girls. So you will need one of these to hang your underwear on, whether it's beside your bed, on the window, or something. It works like this. If you've never seen one before, I know I never used one before until I came here. And put your underwear here. After you finish your shower, and they're dry. We use more toilet paper than guys. So you would also need a semester supply of toilet paper, which is one of the, yes, it's really huge. It's one of the hugest rolls that you'll ever see, but it will last you for the entire semester. So we normally bring like 3-4 of these. So you need your lotion, your sunscreen, lip balm, deodorant, lotion, perfume. You also need some. Now moving on from hygiene products, we're moving to this beautiful head of hair. We have them long, short, curly, frizzy, kinky, coily, you name it, we have it. And because the hair, you know, everyone has different hair regimes and stuff like that, it's also very important for you to bring your hair products because you will not find them here. You will not. Don't even imagine that you will. Part of the reason too is because these are mostly American products that we tend to use, so they're definitely not available on the market. So number one on the list of things to do with the hair part, we have our shampoo and conditioner. It's not that Tresemme is the best brand out there. We're really going for quantity here. The big bottles are what we'll need to last the entire time. So you can have for the entire semester. Now let's dig for a pot of gold when it comes to hair products as well, because there are things that you will also not find. It's an entire box, yes I know, but hair tends to be very, very important. Combs, you won't find it. Your edge control, if that's what you're into, you know, little baby hairs. You need your grease, moisturizer. If you have kinky hair like me, you definitely need bottles of whatever cream that you use. Your hair supplements, oils, rubber bands. You tend to lose these on a regular, so you definitely need a good amount. And of course, hairpins. Always need those. And clips. But again, it all depends on your hair type. water hair regime, and it's still very important to take care of your hair during the entire time that you're in. Although you're studying, you will find that the stress, the difference in water, the difference in environment would play a toll on your hair. I know I personally had to cut my hair when I came here, and that's a story for a lot of students. So make sure you come prepared to take care of this beautiful tress up here. Also, you would need nail polish remover. It's not a necessity, but you also won't find it unless you go to a manicure and they'd be able to do it for you. But you can always have some, you know, a small little bottle on the side. And for your facial care, definitely bring your face wash. Whatever brand you use, doesn't matter. Use something to wash your face. The water is a little bit different, so you find a lot of people have skin breakouts and stuff like that. So you definitely need to bring stuff like that. Take care of yourself. Another thing to bring is one of these, you know. You would also need off. At the end of the day, Cuba is a tropical country, just like it is. So definitely need some off for the mosquitoes. But they really do very good care when it comes to mosquito control. So, but you still need off just in case, right? You also need to use your sunscreen, your little perfume. I mean, social life is incorporated in the whole thing, so you want to smell nice sometimes. So some perfume, deodorant is an essential. Bring enough to last you the entire year. Again, one item is very scarce. Also lip balm. Definitely to keep these babies looking nice. And some lotion, a little personal one to go in your bag, and also a big one for you to keep yourself skin moisturized. And hangers. At the end of the day, you're students, and when you iron your uniform to go to school, that bata blanca needs to be fresh. So definitely bring some hangers, at least 5. You don't need a whole bunch to keep your uniform and to hang whatever other clothes that you have. There is no locker per se or closet that you would have. You're using a high school locker, which is very thin. So you only have space to put a limited amount of things. So also, is that rain or is that sun? You could definitely find umbrellas here, but I have this you can find them. And accompany it with your own water bottle. Here you'd find they do a lot of recycling, so you'd find people just use the regular water bottle that you buy in the store, but you could always bring your own water bottle. See whether you want to buy juice from a juice place or something that you're going to pick up on the street, you definitely have to bring your own bottle to put it in. So what are these? Medication. Especially Pepto-Bismol. Definitely going to need that. You tend to not get used to the food or the water or whatever you're drinking, so diarrhea tends to be very frequent, so keep this handy. And Dica, which is for acid reflux or general stomach discomfort and constipation as well. Benadryl, and really and truly whatever medication that you would need, you bring. Floss, Q-tips, soap, a washcloth, and stuff like that, a shower cap. A lot of other food items that Daniel had already listed is basically the same thing. Now just bring them for the allotted time that you'd be here. So you could supplement with what you're giving at Commodore. Commodore will give you rice, you could supplement with your chicken sausage and something on the side, you know, just so you could be full and just, you know, survive the semester with what you have. The culinary culture is very different from here, so any little extra stuff that you need, and as Caribbean students we tend to have mix and mingle along other Caribbean territories, and we share food items and stuff, so you definitely want to bring your little seasoning from home so you could show them what taste of these really is like. You can always buy food from outside, but you save money, be economic, you bring stuff from home, supplement with Commodore, and you will be fine. You are not coming to suffer. It is not that terrible. You just need to be prepared. It's like you're going on camp, but you're also studying. So you just also need to be prepared as well. So you don't have to focus on getting it, but also do well in school. So females, for the future, you know, we got this. So just pack your suitcase with everything that you need, and you'll definitely be prepared for that semester here, for sure. Back to you, Daniel.
Alright guys, that's the end of this video. Hope it was helpful to you and everyone else who are planning to come to Cuba sometime in the near future. If there's anything that I can clear up, just put down in the comments below and I'm going to do that for you. Oh, before I go, I'm gonna answer those questions that I was talking to you about Let me bring those questions up. So you said, do you only eat at the cafeteria? Do you only eat at the cafeteria, or are there more possibilities? The cafeteria feeds you 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And depending on you, you might not like what they give you. The portions aren't that big unless you ask for more and they kindly give you. I would always recommend you to supplement and eat more stuff. What I mean is, there are a lot of places outside that sell, near the school. They sell for like about, you can buy like bread and cheese, bread and fried egg. You can also buy food outside too. There's restaurants, there's local restaurants, and there's little restaurants that price the things a little bit more. There are places outside to eat, don't worry. Next question says, how do your parents help you financially as foreign student? Well, there are multiple ways that your parents could help you financially. Now, the easiest way is if your parents could send you all of the money that you need for the semester. So the semester runs like from September to January, and then from like February something to like July. So those are the 2 semesters that usually happen. But if you're not up for that, you can also use Western Union. That still works, thankfully, but I'm not sure how long. And then there are credit cards, or like Visa debit cards, Visa credit cards. So ask the banks in your area, where you live, to see if they work here in Cuba. And what's also cool is that they have opened up stores in Cuba that collect, basically you can only buy there if you have a credit card, or a US credit card, or like a US card here in Cuba. If you wanted to just buy groceries, you can just use a credit card now. So, and mistakes that I made while being in Cuba, well, I still have to think about that, so I'll save that for another video. But that's all I got for now, so see you later, next one.